Alright, what's up guys? In this video, we are going to talk about simplifying radicals. Alright, super exciting stuff. So the fancy way that we're going to do this is we're going to find the prime factorization of this number of 50, but we're going to make this a little more manageable, right? First thing we're going to do is we're going to make a little factor tree, okay? There's a bunch of different ways you can do this. So if we look at the number 50, right, we're starting with this one, we just want to break it down into all the numbers that we can multiply together to get 50. All right, so looking at 50, we know we can multiply 5 and 10 to get 50. 5 is a prime number, so we're going to stop, highlight that one, right? We can't break that down any further. 10, we can keep simplifying. We know we can get 10 by multiplying 2 and 5 together, right? We cannot break down 2 any further. That's a prime number. Same thing with 5, right? A prime number is just a number that is only divisible by 1 and itself, meaning there are not two numbers that exist that we can multiply together to get 5 besides 1 and 5, okay? So we have our three highlighted numbers. We can rewrite the square root of 50 as the square root of 5 times 5 times 2. This is the prime factorization, right? Writing our original number as prime numbers being multiplied together. Because if we do 5 times 5 times 2, we will get 50. Okay? The next step, right? We want to break this down. Since we're working with square roots, right, we want to make groups of 2. Right, so we have this little group of 2, okay, and what we're going to do, and so I will briefly touch on this, if we have the square root of a squared, just some variable, that is going to equal a, okay, because a square root and a squared cancel each other out, right, they cancel each other out, so we are just left with an a. Another way of thinking of a squared is a times a. So the square root of a times a is just going to give us a. And this is why we're making our groups of 2. So we have this group of 2 right here, this 5. The square root of 5 times 5 is just going to be 5, right? So we're going to pull out just one of these 5s. So we're left with 5 root 2. That is going to be our answer for this example. That is going to be the simplified version of the square root of 50. If you were to put these in your calculator, you'd get the same nasty looking decimal. I promise. Alright? Let's look at another one. 88. There are a bunch of different ways you can break this one down. Except, to me, I don't like to start with big numbers. Okay? I like to keep it super simple, and I see this is an even number, and I know all even numbers are divisible by 2. I'm going to take out my calculator. 88, oh, you can't see my screen, I don't think. 88 divided by 2 gives me 44. So 2 times 44 gives me 88. We know 2 is a prime number, so let's go ahead and highlight that one. 44. We can divide that by 2 again. That's going to be 2 and 22. We got that prime number. 22 can break down into 2 and 11. Both of these are going to be prime numbers, right? So we are going to rewrite the square root of 88 as the square root of 2 times 2 times 2 times 11. Our next step is to make our groups of 2, since we're dealing with the square root. So we have one group of 2. Both of these are lonesome. We can't combine them, right? Our groups need to be of the exact same number. So we have our group, the square root of 2 times 2. Remember, referring back up to here is just going to be 2. So we are left with 2 root. We can clean this up, right? 2 times 11 is 22. All right? That's how we simplify that one. One more. This one's a bigger number, right? This one is odd, right? This is not end in even numbers, so we know we cannot do my little trick of dividing by 2. So this one, we know that's going to be divisible by 5. So if you take out your calculator, use Desmos, divide it by 5. Right, so we know 5 and 135. That 135 is going to be divisible by 5. So we're going to have 5 and 27. We know that 3 and 9 multiplied together give us 27. And then that we can do 3 and 3 together to get 9. Oops. That little bottom part cut off. There we go. So, time to highlight all of our prime numbers. We got those 3s and 5s, right? Now it is time to rewrite using our prime factorization. We have the square root of 5 times 5 times 3 times 3 times 3. Time to make our groups, okay? We have 1 group, 2 groups. That last 3 is J chillin'. It's all by itself, right? So we're going to pull out 1 5. We will have 5. Pull out 1 3 times 3. Square root of 3. 5 times 3 is 15. So we get 15 root 3. All right, this is how to simplify it just with numbers. There will be additional videos on how to do this with variables and then how to combine all of the pieces together.